Welcome to the Horror Wedding series. This episode is adapted from the book by Casey O, a collection of 3 interconnected Gothic horror tales. Now, let the darkness begin.
The pond waited. The curse spread. The mole was the mark, and jealousy was the weapon. Darkness consumed them all. Then a splash rose like skeletal fingers and came towards her. She was rooted to the spot until some of the water splashed on her face. Almost immediately, a burning sensation began on her face. Her skin felt like it was peeling off. Quickly, she dashed towards the toilet at the back and ran to the sink. The water from the sink did enough to cool the burning sensation on her face. Finally, she looked around the stall. There was no one there. When she looked up at the mirror, she noticed a shadow behind her and quickly glanced back. The empty stall stared back at her. There were 3 other sinks here. Slowly, she turned back to the mirror. It was then that she noticed her mole was lighter.
Whoa.
She gasped, feeling her face.
The pond.
She said slowly, realizing what must have caused this miracle. She could still see the pond spreading its fingers towards her face while she sat there, glued. The image stuck in her mind. She hurried toward the nearest shops to get some fruits and raced to the pond. She could not believe it, but she was thinking of herself as a human again. Someone that deserved saving. Maybe even loving. Breathing deeply, she threw oranges into the pond. Unlike before, there was no ripple, no splash, nothing. The oranges sank with a subdued plop, sinking to the bottom of the dirty pond. Abigail waited for a while, watching the dirty pond. Nothing happened. She threw in apples, one at a time. Even so, nothing happened. The silence was growing on her. It was becoming deafening. She heard footsteps behind her and wheeled around. There was nothing there. Again, just shrubs and leaves in the bin.
The bin.
Now that she saw the bin, something clicked. The rotten apple was better suited for the garbage.
Wait a minute.
She said, finally figuring it out.
The pond loved terrible things. Yes.
Quickly, she hurried over to the bin and rummaged through it. Every rotten thing she could find, she pulled out and kept by the side. There was a dead, smelling rat. She lifted this out with her bare hands, not thinking of how people would react if they saw her. Armed with her new finds, she rushed back to the edge of the water. The dead rat was the first thing she threw in. At first, the water swallowed the rat. There was no splash. It was as if the pond opened its mouth and gulped down the rat. Abigail shivered a little. After swallowing the dead rat, a ripple started at the other end of the water, rolling over the surface. Abigail took a step backward. Then, the water spat out some of its dirty liquid. It was aimed straight at Abigail. She felt it would happen. She still reacted, holding up her hands to cover her face. Some of the water splashed on her. This time, there was no burning sensation. She pulled her phone from her bag. Using the screen, she noticed that her mole had gotten even lighter. She was in awe. Was it possible the mole could completely disappear? Footsteps came again behind her, and then a distinct chant rose in the air. Still, she saw nothing behind her. Her heart pounded in her chest. What she was doing was against the law of nature, but she saw no harm in it. If it would mean she would get Marcus back, then she would take it. She decided she needed more dead rats, so she snuck around the thrashes looking for movement. She found one, a little rat heading toward the scattered refuse. She picked up a stick and went after the rat. Abigail screamed. She was enjoying the thrill, the excitement that came with hunting and killing. One after the other, the dead things made it into the pond, and the mole became even lighter. Even Abigail could see the beauty that she would become once the mole left her face. She felt alive again. After throwing in the last rotten thing, she went around the pond, looking for more nasty plunder. When she could not find any, she realized it was getting late. The sun had already slid down the horizon, and the darkness was snuffing out the light. She picked up her backpack and slung it across her shoulders. No one would see her face now. She was so excited with the prospect of a moleless face that she skipped most of the way back to her dorm, hopping from one foot to the other.